On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Dinosaur.
A large extinct reptile, often with an armored back, long neck, tail, and bony plates on the skin.
Examples:
Hulking dinosaur. Dinosaur fossil. The discovery of a new dinosaur species made headlines in the scientific community.
Gracious.
Behaving in a kind, polite, and generous way.
Examples:
In a gracious manner. Gracious hospitality. The staff is always helpful and gracious.
Illumination.
Light or source of light, the degree of visibility of your environment.
Examples:
Starry illumination. Indirect illumination. The skylight will give adequate illumination from above.
Drape.
To arrange or hang cloth or clothing loosely over something, typically in a decorative way, to cover or decorate loosely with material.
Examples:
Drape a coat. Drape a curtain. She draped a shawl over her shoulders to keep warm.
Glare.
To shine with a bright, harsh, or dazzling light, to stare fiercely or angrily, often with a piercing or threatening gaze. Noun, a strong, bright, and often harsh or uncomfortable light that can be blinding or difficult to look at directly.
Examples:
The glare of the sun. Glare at my opponent. The sun glared down on us, making it difficult to see without squinting our eyes.
Speculum.
A medical instrument or tool, often made of metal or plastic, that is used to dilate or examine body cavities, especially the vagina or ear. Typically has a curved or hinged design to facilitate examination or procedures.
Examples:
Speculum insertion. Disposable speculum. Some patients find the speculum examination slightly uncomfortable, but necessary for their health.
Translucent.
Allowing light to pass through, but scattering it so that objects behind cannot be seen clearly, partially transparent.
Examples:
Translucent glass. Translucent skin. The sunlight shone through the translucent curtains, casting a warm glow in the room.
Blur.
A faint or indistinct image or sound, something that is not clear or distinct. Verb, to become unclear, to lose clear vision.
Examples:
Blur image. Motion blur. The camera's focus was off, and the image was a blur of colors and shapes.
Pore.
A tiny hole in the skin of people or other animals that sweat can pass through. Verb, to read carefully or study attentively.
Examples:
Woody pore fungi. Pore over reference books. I was sweating at every pore.
Wrinkle.
A small line or fold in something, especially fabric or the skin of the face, a minor difficulty.
Examples:
A fine wrinkle on a fabric. A facial wrinkle. This suit is made of wrinkle-proof material.
Humming.
Producing a continuous, low, vibrating sound like that of the bee.
Examples:
Humming sound. Hummingbird. The humming of the bees filled the air as she walked through the garden.
Augment.
To increase the size, extent, quantity, etc. of something by adding something to it.
Examples:
Augment the reality. Augment immunity. Economic factors and monetary policy augmented inflation.
Photometer.
An instrument used to measure the intensity of light or other forms of radiation, which typically measures the amount of brightness or luminosity emitted by a source.
Examples:
Spectral photometer. Handheld photometer. The scientist used a digital photometer to measure the light intensity in the experiment.
Buckle.
To bend out of shape, as under pressure or from heat. Noun, a device used for fastening two loose ends of a belt or strap.
Examples:
Buckle down to study. Buckle shoe. The severe heat wave buckled railway tracks.
Furrow.
A long and narrow groove or trench, typically made in the ground by a plow or a person's fingers, a wrinkle or groove on a person's face.
Examples:
Plowed furrow. Narrow furrow. The farmer plowed deep furrows in the field before planting his crops.
Brow.
The ridge over the eye sockets, the forehead.
Examples:
The brow of a hill. Furrowed brow. She wiped the sweat from her brow after finishing the marathon.
Eyebrow.
The hair arc over each eye in humans.
Examples:
Raise her eyebrows. Eyebrow cosmetics. She raised an inquiring eyebrow towards me.
Bulge.
To protrude or extend outward.
Examples:
Bulge at the enterprise. Bulge with books. The muscles in his arm bulged as he lifted the heavy weights.
Wince.
To make a slight involuntary grimace or shrinking movement due to pain, distress, or embarrassment. Noun, a facial expression or bodily gesture of pain, discomfort, or embarrassment in response to an unpleasant or unwelcome stimulus.
Examples:
Wince at the sound. A slight wince. He winced as he saw his favorite vase fall and shatter on the ground.
Diffuse.
Spread out widely, not concentrated in one place.
Examples:
Diffuse bleeding. Diffuse cloud. Direct lighting is preferable to diffuse lighting when reading.
Plaster.
A substance made of lime that becomes hard as it dries and is used for the protective or decorative coating of walls and ceilings, and for molding and casting decorative elements.
Examples:
Daub the ceiling with plaster. Cracks in the plaster. Patience is the plaster of all sores.
Mannequin.
A life-sized model of the human body used for displaying clothes, especially in a store window.
Examples:
Mannequin display. Pose mannequin. The store's window display featured a series of mannequins dressed in the latest fashion.
Puppet.
A doll or figure that is manipulated by strings, wires, or hands to represent a person or animal, a person who is controlled or manipulated by someone else.
Examples:
Puppet theater. Corporate puppet. The politician was merely a puppet for the wealthy elite.
Animate.
To make something full of interest and energy.
Examples:
Animate the body. Animate his soul. The positive attitude of the supervisor animated the discussion.
Wireframe.
A visual representation or skeletal outline of a three-dimensional object or structure used in computer graphics or design to conceptualize and plan the layout and functionality of a website, application, or physical product.
Examples:
Interactive wireframe. Wireframe prototype. The designer created a detailed wireframe of the app before starting the development process.